I agree. Feyre wasn't mad at Tamlin for the whole High Lady thing, because it didn't occur to Feyre to be annoyed about that until Rhysand later, because Rhysand did name her High Lady. But this whole High Lady debate, it was never for Feyre. It was never for the story as a whole. It was specifically meant to set Tamlin and Rhysand apart, to try to make Tamlin look worse and Rhysand look better, even though Tamlin and Rhysand are foils. They are the same. Like, I've definitely mentioned this before recently, where the whole thing about Rhysand naming Feyre High Lady, and they're being like, oh, like, Feyre's the first High Lady ever, versus Tamlin, like, oh, there's no such thing as High Ladies, me. This doesn't mean anything to Feyre at the moment. It's just meant for us as the readers, because we as the readers are used to seeing women who do things and sacrifice so much for the world and then end up in positions of power. For Tamlin to be like, oh, there's no such thing as High Lady, you're never going to get that title, like, living here, that's basically a cue for us to be like, oh, the Spring Court might suck. And then when Rhysand names her High Lady, we're like, oh, Rhysand's so much better than Tamlin is, because Rhysand is like a feminist. He named her High Lady. Like, meanwhile, the title itself doesn't actually matter, because Feyre is High Lady because Rhysand went to a priestess and had her named High Lady. She's not High Lady in the way that everybody else are High Lords, you know? Like, the only way that I think that we're going to find out whether Feyre's High Lady title actually means something is if Feyre, God forbid, she dies, and then her High Lady power gets transferred to someone. And because I like Feyre and I don't want her to die, I am rooting for that not to happen. But because of that, we're never going to know if Feyre's High Lady title actually means something to the world of Prythian in the way that the High Lord titles mean something to Prythian. Like, being a High Lord, these 7 men had their power inherited from their fathers or from whoever, or their relatives, going all the way down through Prythian history. Being a High Lord means something in this context because it's the world bestowing something upon them. And it's actually the world, like, especially if they have brothers or whatever, the world, like, the Prythian, like, the magic, like, the cauldron, the mother is deeming that person, that man, worthy over anybody else. Whereas Feyre was bestowed power by the High Lords specifically to resurrect her. But I don't think she gained any special powers upon Rhysand naming her High Lady, because I think that would have been mentioned or at least alluded to in the text before Feyre got taken back to Spring. Which goes to show that this High Lady debate really means very little to Feyre personally and to Feyre's personal journey. It's just meant to signal to us as, like, another thing to make us look away from the fact that Tamlin and Rhysand are the same, because they're the same. We have to treat them as the same. It doesn't matter that Rhysand gave her a title. It doesn't matter that Tamlin didn't see the need to give her a title. They're the same. And this whole High Lady debate is just meant to distract us from that.